What's going on, guys? Long time no see. We've been doing a lot of racing, TSX stuff, and honestly, it's such a hassle, honestly, to vlog and race and prepare a car and all of that stuff. So I've been just sitting out the vlogging stuff, and yeah. So now we're taking a step back from the road racing stuff for a little bit. So this is the official introduction of a car that I guess I've been hiding from the channel in a way. I don't know, I just haven't really vlogged much of what I've done with it, and I've had the car for like 2 years. You guys have seen it on the Boosted Boys channel, because I'm sure everybody that subscribes to me probably shares a common interest of Hondas, which means you watch the Boosted Boys. And it's been on Pablo's channel, SP Tuning. As well as, a couple random channels. You've probably seen it on Facebook. But anyway, I'm gonna make a nice little montage of the car, of what I haven't uploaded. And then I will get you up to date as to what we've got and what we're working with. All right.
All right. Good car, dude.
Freaking guy. I say.
So this is my 1993 Honda Accord EX station wagon. Originally, I bought it to be a daily driver because my daughter had just been born, and at the time I was daily driving my white coupe, and coupes and babies don't really go hand in hand too well, and I'm like 100% opposed to buying a brand new car. My girlfriend has a brand new car, so that's the baby mobile. But worst case scenario, if I ever needed to have her in the car, I wanted her in something that was easy to get her in and out of, a little more safe. So I bought this. And the original plan, I dragged it out of somebody's backyard for like 400 bucks. And the original game plan with it was to get the factory F22 running. It was all original. Get the factory F22 running and just daily drive it. So it had AC. I made the F22 run, drove it for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then one day it overheated and just started billowing white smoke. So I took the motor out of my blue Accord, which you guys have also seen on the channel at one point, which was H22. I put that in, and I had a bunch of turbo stuff. So I put a turbo kit on it. And then from there, you know, I drove it for a while. We ended up tuning it. With the auto, it made like 400, I think it made like right at 400 horsepower. And it was an absolute blast. It had the factory 230 something thousand mile transmission in it. So that didn't really like it, but it held its own for a very long time, and I was actually surprised at how long the auto lasted. And on top of that, the only thing that went wrong with it was I lost reverse. All the forward gears worked. So I ended up getting a pretty good deal on a twin disc. I made it manual. I missed a whole part. It made 400, but originally it was a stock motor. We put the stock motor in, got it tuned. It made like 340, and we were getting ready for a no prep event, and I decided I wanted to spray it with like a small shot just to get the car out the hole because it had a stock converter. So on the dyno, when we hit it with the nitrous, stock rods didn't like it. So we ended up in 3 days, we built a motor, put it back together, put it back in the car, and made 400 horsepower on like 9 pounds through the auto. But anyway, fast forward, I hurt the transmission. We made it manual. We took it to Carlos. It made 530-ish on like 14 pounds, and I was out of injector. So we left it there, had fun with it. But as most of you guys know, with twin discs, you have to run a clutch stop. And I didn't think it was true at the time. So I didn't run a clutch stop, and it eventually ended up overextending and hurting the thrust washers in the motor, which in turn made the motor throw 2 rods. It broke 2 rods. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of done with this. I didn't really want to have to sleeve a motor. I didn't want to, go crazy with it. H-Series stuff is getting super expensive and hard to find nowadays. So like even finding a block was gonna suck, unless I was gonna spend a bunch of money. And then I found a guy locally that's a dealer, and he happened to have this 2003 Accord 5-speed that had a certificate of destruction but drove perfectly. So I bought the car for 500 bucks. So right now This is the engine and transmission out of that Accord. This is a water to air intercooler I just have sitting there right now, but that's probably the game plan with it. Same exact turbo that was on the H, VS Racing 6673. The manifold is custom made by Bricks Fabrication. If you look him up on Instagram, I'll insert him somewhere on the screen. And I specifically wanted a top mount because sidewinders are like overdone, and I really like the way the top mounts look in like the sport front wheel drive and all wheel drive stuff. So went top mount. The game plan now, you know, the car made a lot of power before, so you know, I don't want to spend all this money to go K and then make the same exact power. That's useless to me. So I've got a full head package, pistons and rods 11.5 to 1. I've got a local guy, I'll probably make a video on it later, but he has a company called CBM, and he makes block inserts that, you know, stiffen the sleeves, basically like a block guard, but machined. So we'll be putting one of those in it, and I'd like to make 750, 800. I'd be happy with 750 to 800. I know it's gonna suck trying to keep a transmission in it as far as the power goes, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So for now, this is just the introduction. We shall continue on later on this week. I will be making a custom mid plate. I will be making a downpipe. We will be working on fabricating our singular intercooler pipe and a couple other things. So stay tuned. It should be a fun build. I would say it's not one of one, but it's one of few. And hopefully try to be like the first Accord wagon in the 9s. We'll see how that goes. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys later.